Okay, so we were talking about the various proofs of the existence of God. And just to recap sort of what we've been doing in the course so far, we started with Nietzsche and we saw what atheism looked like. And in particular, understand this, and this is what I want to get at with the proofs of the existence of God as well. Nietzsche had and held certain axioms, right? Certain unprovable assumptions. Axioms are from the Greek word axios, which means worthy of belief, that you can't prove them. They're things you put your faith in. Now, you can have good reasons to accept these axioms, but they're not themselves rationally demonstrable. Okay, so Nietzsche says in I think it's Ecce Homo. I'm an atheist by instinct. Okay, I can't believe in God. I've tried. Nietzsche says this, and it just makes no sense to me. So if there is no God, and Darwin's right, what follows from that? We said Nietzsche was, and I think, the most consistent atheist, because he says, well, if there's no God, then there's no objective design to the world, no purpose, no telos, obviously. There's no morality, there's just nature, there's no ought or command to do anything, right? And so in the same way here too, with Thomas Aquinas and these other subsequent proofs of the existence of God, if it depends, the only way God sort of is proven with these proofs is if you accept certain axioms. In particular, the axioms that logic is, or the axiom that logic is absolute. In particular, the principle of causality. If you think everything demands a sufficient cause and causal explanation, then you're going to have to take it all the way back to a sufficient causal explanation for the universe, namely God. Of course, many people reject that about Aquinas' proof. But just understand what follows from these, right? So if there's no God, the moral argument basically plays with the exact axioms that Nietzsche did, namely, if there's no God, then there's no morality. Nietzsche says absolutely, right? So that's the moral argument. The moral argument says if there's objective morality, that is mind-independent morality, non-subjective morality, that comes to us not just as an is, but an ought, then there has to be a God, and Nietzsche would agree. And he'd say there's no God because there's no morality. Okay, so understand it depends on, a lot of these proofs depend on what you assume. Do you think everything needs an explanation? Well, if you do, then you're going to be hard-pressed to find one without God, okay? So yeah, that's sort of the overall point of the proofs of the existence of God, proofs for the existence of God section.